Good morning and welcome to Fort Zeller Elementary School. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful weekend, a long weekend no less. Today is Monday, March 18th, 2019. It is day 3. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, please consider our character trait of the month. That is honesty, telling the truth. What does it look like to you? What does it mean to you in your life? What does it look like, or what should it look like among you and your friends? And when it comes to telling the truth, when you have made a mistake or you made an error or you have to really fess up to something you didn't do right, are you brave enough? Are you tough enough? Are you strong enough to say, I made a mistake. I'm going to fix it. You see, that's honesty. It's one of the easiest things to do when you're doing everything right. It is also one of the hardest things to do when you've made a mistake. So I encourage you to think about what honesty looks like in your life and try to live it. Live it out every single second moving forward. Now, the race for education is in full effect. We're midway through the month of March. Our goal is to hit 8,000, so we are not close to that. We are at about 1,200. That said, some classes have been standing out. Last Thursday, I shared a couple of, I shared our first leaders board with Miss Kane and Miss Lucky and Mr. Gantz in the top 3. But as of this weekend, we have a change in the 4th place position. Miss Yoakum's class, which was previously in the fifth place position, has taken over Miss McDonald's class for the fourth place position. Miss McDonald's class has moved down to the fifth place position. But I'm going to tell you, Miss McDonald's class, you are only about 40 some dollars away from taking back that 4th place position. Now, going up to Miss Lucky, you guys are in the 2nd place position. As much as I love Miss Kane and their class, you're only $5 off. Think about that. I think that's a pretty easy lead to take. So, anyways, there's a lot of really fun competitions going on. I encourage you guys to jump in, try to raise some money. Remember, all of the money that you raise for Race for Education benefits our school's PTO, parent-teacher organizations. This is where we get to partner as a school with all of the families to make our school an even better school. Okay, all of the many of our fun activities and fun assemblies are all paid for through the PTO. So your work helps our school. How cool is that? Now, moving forward, don't forget that in the month of March, we are also doing the Mindful March Kindness Challenge. Last Thursday, you were challenged to do your chores and tasks that you're required to do more mindfully. Now, I shared this with you on Thursday. That's a hard one to do. No one particularly loves doing chores. But I'll tell you what, I practiced this, and recently I was ironing shirts. Some of you guys may know that I kind of do like ironing shirts, but it's still a chore. And so when I was ironing my shirts, I realized that the reason I enjoyed it was because I really got into it. I loved getting those creases out, the wrinkles, if you may. And without realizing I was being mindful, I was mindful. I was intensely involved with that particular activity. So I encourage you to have tried I encourage you to have tried it and to continue trying this. Remember, when it comes to chores, oftentimes our minds go to things that we would rather be doing instead, maybe after those chores. And the more we think about those things, the less we're mindful about our chores in front of us, and may not really enjoy it, where there are actually opportunities to enjoy it. So I encourage you to be more mindful in not just the chores, but everything you do moving forward. Don't forget, our 3 expectations here at the school are: number 1, be respectful; number 2, show that you're responsible; and number 3, show that you are ready to learn. Now, the B-Bucks Cafeteria Challenge, I left out the the lead on Thursday, and that was a big day to have left out. So I apologize because Miss Frederick and Miss Yeiser's classes have both won the latest round of the B-Bucks Cafeteria Challenge. Congratulations to both classes. Very proud of you guys. Can't wait to hang out with you. Now, with those winners, that means we have a new set of leaders on the leaderboard. Miss Eshelman's class has taken over the first place position. And don't forget, Miss Eshelman's class was actually the first class to have won the B-Bucks Challenge, Cafeteria Challenge, earlier this year. So they're actually this close to winning it a second time. Think about that. How cool. And then you also have a three-way tie with Miss McDonald, Miss Ogrechek, and Miss Booth's class in the second place position. And then Mr. Gantz and Miss Kane's class are tied in the third place position. Can't wait to see who pulls it out there. Now, please join me, as we always do around this time, in participating in the Mindful Minute. Now, this is always an invitation, but many of you guys have become pretty used to joining me. Take a seat like I am right here on the floor, or you can sit on a chair, you can stand, you can lay down. Find a position that is comfortable. A position that will allow all five of your senses, touch, taste, smell, seeing, all of that. Allow yourself to be in a position where you are comfortable and you can be aware of this place that you are sitting or laying in this time. And then join me. I invite you to close your eyes if you would like. If you would choose not to close your eyes, that's fine. You can simply lower your gaze or focus on a point in the room. And then take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And if you were like me, that breath might have felt great. It might have reawakened yourself into this moment. But it might have been too fast. So let's be more deliberate and more intentional about this breath in. Let's go. In and out. Now, recently, a number of students have been sharing different methods of focusing on their breathing. A second grader on Thursday invited me to share with you guys that we can breathe in by lifting our hands and breathe out by lowering our hands. Last week, Miss Booth's class shared bunny breathing, taking 3 small, stuttered breaths in and 1 long breath out. Again. And then we also have our classics, the starfish breathing in and out, tracing your fingers in towards the fingertip and out towards the web. You can also simply count your breaths in 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it, and out 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can breathe the candle. Breathe the flower and blow out the candle. Choose a technique that works for you. The most important part is to anchor your mindfulness to the breath right now. You may begin. And as you follow your breath, you may expand your awareness to your surrounding. You can seek out the emotions and the sensations inside of your body. Study them. And if your mind wanders off to other thoughts and other times and other places, just acknowledge it Like a kite, just guide that thought right back to the present moment, right here, right now, to your breath. Allow your mind to be full of all of the parts that you can be aware of in this moment. To enjoy this place that you're seated in, or standing, or laying. To experience it fully. And as you breathe in, savor that breath in. And as you breathe out, study how it is uniquely different. Now, in a moment, you'll hear a bell or a chime. Listen to it as it gets quieter and quieter. And when you can't hear it anymore, you may slowly open your eyes and take in this world around you. Welcome to a new day right here at the fort, where you are loved, where you are cared for, and where we want you to succeed. Whether you have a great day or not is ultimately, yes, your choice. So choose wisely, work at it, and yes, enjoy the rewards. That's important too. Make sure you're living in the moment and enjoying the rewards of being present in that moment. Now, at this time, please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll step out of the frame. We'll recite it together, and when we return, I will share with you the March Kindness Challenge of the day. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great job. Thank you. Now, your kindness challenge of the day is this. Do something creative that absorbs your attention. So do something that you enjoy, an art project, woodworking project, play an instrument, something creative that totally absorbs your attention and your mind, that you are completely mindful in that task. I don't know about you, but have you ever really gotten in that state of mind? You know, it happened to me very recently. Some of you guys saw or have learned that I like to play the banjo. I'm not the best at it, but I really love challenging myself to get better and better at it. And this weekend I was picking at the banjo. I was playing with it with my eyes closed, and before I knew it, I awoke from this stupor of playing on the banjo, trying to make a sound as beautiful as possible. I didn't realize a whole hour had just passed on by. It was like a blink of an eye. I was so invested in that activity. And it was a nice little break from my mind, from everything else that was going on in the world. So I encourage you to try that, to get so absorbed in something you love to do, so creative, whether it's music or art, or yeah, it can even be a physical activity. Allow yourself to be mindful of that moment. So mindful that you've lost track of time. How interesting that could be. Your teachers will be asking you about your plans to meet this challenge. I hope you teachers do, and students, don't forget to ask your teachers too to meet that kindness challenge. And with that, I want to send you off to a wonderful rest of the day. It is a Monday. I know oftentimes people like to roll their eyes and say it's a Monday. Oh, I'm so tired. And yeah, there are times when I feel like that too. But guess what? When I know that I'm talking to you, when I know that I'm at school, when I know that we get to be together once again as Fort Seller, I am renewed and rejuvenated because I want to invite you to make this the best week ever. So please join me. I'll see you guys around.